Welcome. Let's examine example 2.8 from Computational Thinking and Social Science. The example focuses on reading text files, such as the one that we are now seeing, where we have data like name of the emperor and the year of birth for the emperor separated by commas. Fairly common format in data. And to read this into the program code, we need to first read the file, and then we need to make sense out of it, separate all the nasty details. So first, to read the file, we use this kind of command called read CBS. Like this. And let's just check that it works correctly. Sometimes there's an error. Let me produce you an error that would happen on this. Error in file, cannot open connection. So this just says to you that the file does not exist, or there's a mistake. So I forgot the S from that. So let's put the S back in. And this needs to point to the file correctly. Where it's located in your file system depends on where you've stored it. In my case, it's in the same place where I'm running this program code. So that's why I'm just calling it the emperor's file like that. But when I put it in the plural form, everything works. And how we proceed to read this file is that we read it line by line and start operating on each line separately. So we need to repeat the same commands for many lines, and that means that we need to use a for structure. And in R, this is slightly weird looking way of doing this. So instead of actually going it line by line, we go it line number by line number. So we first go to line number 1, and then we go to line number 2, and then line number 3, and so on. So this says that we start from 1 and we go to so many lines as there are on the data file. And then we just start to separate things from our data file. So this would be the first thing separated by commas. So this should print August, Tiberius, Caligula, Calidus, and Nero. And let's just try to print that out and see if it works correctly. This is fairly long, but it's really clear now what it does. And it prints out August, Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, Nero. So this goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we always are taking the first element of that to explore it. Let's take the birth year as the second thing from that same file. So again, we access the lines from the file in this kind of way that we give the line number, and then we give the thing that we wanted to separate from the commas. And these are all the things stored in that file. Again, so this start of reaching was on element 4, and then the end of reaching is 5. So now we've separated all the entities, and we do this for everyone separately. Let's just also show this what we are doing. So we want to print out something that has the name, and then we want to print out the birth year. And now when we run this, we get nicely separated that August was born in year before Anno Domini 63, and Caligula was born 12 Anno Domini. And you just basically go through every line and then you do the same operations to every line of that